G'day all, thanks for tuning into another video. This video today is a little different again to what I've traditionally done in terms of reviewing things. This is a review of sorts, but really is a follow-up to a previous video I did, and also I thought worth giving a commendation to a company that I've recently done business with and really appreciated the service that they provided. So one of the previous videos I've done was about servicing a Ram 3500, or really it's broader than that. Servicing a US truck that's been complied in Australia, converted from left-hand drive to right-hand drive. What it's like to own it with regarding to servicing, carrying out servicing in Australia, and getting parts. Now in that video I said that I bought parts for the vehicle and filters and consumables in Australia and continue to do so. And I've bought them from overseas as well. And one of the suppliers that I mentioned, not the only supplier, but one of the suppliers that I mentioned was rockauto.com. And I wanted to do this video because I've just got a shipment of stuff from rockauto.com. Now this isn't a paid advertisement. I paid full tote odds for their services. And the principal reason for doing this video was just the unbelievable service that I got from them. And I thought it was so good that it warranted doing a video about. Now this is a bunch of stuff that I've just bought. I've just all unpacked it all from rockauto.com. So I'm not promoting particularly any of the products that I've got here, apart from saying that this is what I ordered and this is some of the stuff perhaps you can get from rockauto.com. But my circumstance is this: I've ordered from rockauto.com multiple times, and I've just completed an order for a whole bunch of stuff. It was some filters and consumables, and it was some steering parts, some mechanical parts, all purchased from Rock Auto. Now, when you purchase from Rock Auto, when you lodge your order, what they will do is when they ship it to you, they'll give you, as most companies will, a detailed description of what's been sent, what the tracking number is, and maybe they'll give you an estimated date of arrival. Now, when Rock Auto sends you something, they ship from a number of different warehouses. And you'll see that when you complete your cart. As you're filling up your shopping cart online, it'll give you an estimate of the freight that you're going to pay, and it'll have like dispatch warehouse A, or location A, location C, location D, and it'll be broken up. That's because the parts that they're shipping are coming from different points in North America. It depends on where they have them in stock. And just a little tip that I've found in purchasing stuff from Rock Auto is I purchased some suspension components from them a little while ago. And what I did was it was a reasonably large order, and I put everything in the one cart, and then I decided I was going to get a full set of shock absorbers for another car that I owned. I priced it at a bunch of places, and Rock Auto seemed very competitive. Added it to the cart, and my shipping increased by $200 US. I know that seems a bit much for 4 shock absorbers. Deleted them out, price went down by $150. No, that is right, $200, it went down by $200 US. And so what I did was, I wonder what the shipping is standalone. So I opened a new browser, opened up an account, and then added those same 4 shock absorbers on a standalone order, and the shipping was $50 US to Australia. Same shipping rate, same duration, $50 US. When that seemed strange, went back to the other browser, added it to my larger order, $150 more. So that's $200 US it went up by, so $150 more US than just ordering it standalone. So needless to say, I ordered those suspension components, those shock absorbers, as a standalone order and got shipping to Australia for $50 US. They were here in 4 days. And it saved me $150 US at the time, circa $200 Australian. So worth checking, just as a little tip. If you're ordering from rockauto.com and you see components coming from warehouse A, from location C or whatever it is, worth hiving those off and just quoting what the standalone freight for everything that you're ordering from one particular location is. It may be cheaper. It worked for me, may work for you, just as a side note. Anyway, back to this order. So the order that I bought it had a lot of components to it. And it was going to be sent, I got the your item has been shipped, or your items in this case have been shipped, confirmation, and it detailed 3 separate tracking numbers. The order was going to be fulfilled from 3 different locations in North America. No problems there. 3 separate tracking numbers, and it detailed under each tracking number what goods had been shipped from that particular location. So, about 4 or 5 days later, I got called into the courier's office. They said, I've got some parcels here for you. And 2 of the 3 had arrived. 2 of the 3 had arrived, not all 3. So picked up the first 2, went home, that's fine. Got a call the following day. You got another one here. I went, okay, I know what that is, from Rock Auto. Went into the courier's depot to pick it up. And there it was. The box was absolutely mangled. Absolutely mangled. The box is here. That's the condition that the box came in. This was all loose and hanging off. That end was just taped up. There was no cardboard on it anymore. It was just taped up, and it had been smashed around. And when I've ordered from Rock Auto previously, the stuff I've ordered has been packaged incredibly well. This has still got the Rock Auto tape on it, so I figure that this is the carton they send in. But the other shipments I've got from Rock Auto, if you picked it up and shaped it, then there was packing in it. There was bubble wrap, or there was styrofoam, or whatever it was, or it was just packed in really nice, and you couldn't shake it. When I picked this up, it went ka-dunk, ka-dunk, ka-dunk. It felt half empty. So I figured that there was a problem, and I said, look, I'm not content to sign for this. This looks like it's had a rough go, and I'm worried that not everything is in here, because it doesn't feel like the parcel's full. And the courier said, that's fine. And the other problem with it was there was no consignment note. There was no detail of what was in it. There was no invoice stuck to the outside, like all the other cartons that I've got from Rock Auto had a sticker on the outside, or had the con note on the outside detailing what was inside it. This didn't have it. It was missing. But I had that on my phone. So I pulled it up on my phone, and I said, I'm concerned not everything's in here. It doesn't feel full. And it looks like this has been tampered with, or the box has fallen apart somehow in transit. Fair enough. So he said, yeah, look, that's fine. You've got the list. I said, yep. So we opened up the carton, tipped everything out. I videoed and photographed of it all the way through, because I was concerned something was missing. Turns out there was 3 things missing. 3 things missing. And they were the most expensive parts of the consignment. So I'm freaking out. I'm going, well, what do I do? This isn't right. I'm not content to sign for this, because this has been probably damaged, and it looks like there's some stuff missing because the carton isn't intact. Felt the courier was really good. He said, look, that's fine. We'll just take details of what's missing. I had it all out. I emailed him a copy of the notice I'd got from Rock Auto. He made a note of it, gave me a reference number. I actually did take the parcel with me. Went home, and I immediately contacted Rock Auto. I said, look, actually before that, I said, what do I do now? And the courier said, look, tell the person that you bought it from, and likely they will work it out with whoever's had this in transit and work out how to either replace or refund or whatever the case may be. And I've gone, geez, this is going to be a pain. I might be months sorting this out. I've had bad experiences where freight has gone wrong. But anyway, went home, contacted Rock Auto, said, look, I've been directed to contact you. Here's photos of the parcel in the condition that I went to the courier's depot and found it. Here's video of us opening and tipping all the stuff out. What do I do? Here's the reference number that the courier has given me in terms of lodging an issue with them. What should I do? I've gone, this could be an absolute disaster. If I have to order this again, they're the most expensive parts that are missing of the consignment. What am I going to do? Lodged that in the evening. That was on Friday evening. That was Thursday evening. On Friday morning, I woke up, I had 2 emails from Rock Auto. Opened the first one. It said, okay, look, we've received your correspondence. Note the issue, and we're going to work it out for you. Fair enough. Opened the second email, and it said, your items have been shipped. New tracking number, 3 parts. I'm going, oh, that's a bit strange. So I contacted them and said, oh look, I got this email from you saying that you're going to look into it, but I've also got a notice saying you've just shipped these 3 items. What's going on? They said, look, we've looked into it. It seems that something's happened to your parcel in transit. The parcel wouldn't have been in that condition when it left us. So we've made the call to send you the missing items. Now that was on Friday that I got that correspondence back from them. They responded on the second email I sent immediately. That was on the Friday. Today is Tuesday and I've got my parcel and I've got my additional parts, the 3 things that I was missing. 3 business days out of North America, boom, they're here. That's unbelievable customer service. This isn't sponsored or no money's changed hands from Rock Auto. The reason I'm doing this video is because I've had issues with freight in the past, both through domestic services and international, where something hasn't turned up, parcels arrive damaged, goods missing. It's not a majority of cases, it's far, far, far in the minority for sure, but I've been ordering parts online since the late, or at least, or if you include via the phone, since the late 90s, and I have had a number of issues, and some of them have been more expensive than others, but you don't want to have an issue. In fact, I had an issue last year where I bought something pretty expensive through an online service. It just never turned up. Tracking number just vanished off the face of the earth. The courier company didn't know where it went. The seller couldn't be much help. They didn't know where it was. It just vanished. And from go to woe, it took about 10 weeks for me to get my money back. All I really wanted was the thing that I'd ordered. And it ended up being concluded as a refund. I did get my money back, but it took, 10 weeks to get resolved. To have this sorted out in basically immediately, as close as you can get to immediately, and to have it rectified on an international transaction in 3 days, that is unbelievable customer service, and full credit to Rock Auto for making that happen. I feel very, very valued as a client. This sort of service is what wins a client for life. So I'm really content to say that my experience with Rock Auto has been good. And it's principally as an international buyer, it's one of the things you get most worried about is, are they reputable? Am I going to receive my goods? A lot of dodgy operators out there. Am I going to get a good experience here? Or am I just not going to be left out of pocket because something goes awry? And in my circumstance, nothing's gone awry. They've rectified the situation. Well, something did go awry, but they've rectified the situation, and so fast. And you could say, look, there was an inconvenience there. You did get it. There was parts missing. That's a real bummer. That's a pain. And that's true. That is true. But to have it rectified in 3 days, and I've had no issues with Rock Auto previously, to have it rectified in 3 days, to have the parts that were missing, that's phenomenal. Especially, I can't even get domestic freight in that amount of time. In fact, at the moment, I'm waiting on a parcel of something I ordered from Adelaide, and I'm in regional New South Wales, and that's been over a week of business days coming. It just hasn't arrived yet. And Rock Auto sends me something out of North America, and it's here in 3 business days. That's amazing. So previously, I was content to say Rock Auto, they're very competitive on their freight price. I've ordered a lot of stuff from North America and continue to do so. And I've found Rock Auto to be very, very competitive in their freight rates. In fact, they're probably one of the cheapest freight rates that I've experienced. And have been content to recommend their range of parts, especially if you own a North American vehicle. Their catalogue to work through is very easy to use. I have no issue looking through it and finding the parts that I need. Even very specific components, I think that their catalogue is quite good. Their range of suppliers is very good. So you've got a choice of brands and reputable brands that you'd actually want to buy. I've been content to recommend them for that. Earlier in the year, they went offline for a little bit to become compliant with Australia's requirement to have GST on incoming freight. And so they're now compliant with that, so you will pay GST on it, on anything that you order. And if you're a business, that means you can claim your GST back if that's appropriate to you. Just keep your invoicing. You're maintaining full compliance with that regulation. But to know that their customer service in terms of backing up when things go awry is as good as this, full credit to Rock Auto. If you're an Australian, for what it's worth, it's only my personal opinion, and you've got to make your own mind up. But in my personal opinion, I would heartedly recommend Rock Auto if you want to bring in parts from North America to do with your North American country of origin vehicle. And I have bought for other things as well, like my Land Cruiser. It doesn't have the diesel in North America, but it has a equivalent shape, and there's some common parts. And I have purchased stuff out of North America to service that vehicle. So it's worth having a look at. There's some makes that'll be off the beaten track, and there are some things that are cheaper to buy here, that's for sure. But in terms of the North American vehicle example, in my case a Ram 3500, it is well worth your time having a look at them and seeing what parts they have available for you. And with this level of service, thank you, Rock Auto. As I said, no sponsorship of anything here. I just really appreciate you rectifying the problem so swiftly. This could have gone a very different direction. And considering I'm an international client and they don't know that I'm doing this video or that I intended to, I wasn't intending to. The only reason that I've done it is because I think this customer service is something that a lot of times I feel may be a thing of the past, that a company going above and beyond to rectify an issue. And I've had a couple of instances that only in the last 12 months that have really affirmed my faith in that there are businesses out there that will just do anything for the customer. Evidently, this is all I could have asked Rock Auto to do to fix the issue. And I'm very pleased to recommend it to anybody in Australia who's considering using Rock Auto to procure parts for their vehicle. And if you are doing that, I hope this video was of use to you. I appreciate you watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.